G'day gang, it's another Saturday morning and I'm gonna pull the front off, pull the radiator out, condenser out of the way, water pump. Plan today is to get the cam out, the old cam, and yeah, it's going to have another aircon pump compressor. It's buggered, but that'll make it better for us because we've got an AC line that comes up for the condenser, and if I have to, or I'll be able to undo it and get that right out of the way instead of having to swing it back out of the way. But anyway, so start undoing this. There's a couple of screws up in the corner of the mudguard, some little attachments, three across the top here, and that whole cover will come off. A couple of wires, but I forgot about the lamps on the front. So as you can see, like most plastic bumper cars, that was just a cover. Now I can, I'll just pull all the rest of the radiator and all the stuff out of it because we need to be able to get the cam. It's going to come to about here. That's why we got the radiator out. Okay, let's go. Oh. Paulie's been shopping. He's got some brand new head bolts. That's not the cam we're going to use now. This is just going to be too much for the engine we have, and there was chances that the valves might get real close to the pistons, and so this is well, it was 635, wasn't it? If I remember. 635. 6 is 10 centimeters. Let's have a look here. We'll go in inches. We're going to 635 or something, wasn't it? About there. So that's quite an amount for a rocker to move. That's 16 millimeters, and that's just too much for this one. So we've got an entirely different cam. Oh, where are we? Entirely different cam. We've got retainers, we've got springs, we've got locks, we've got lots of things coming for it. Roller master chain. He's got a new what's he got here? 2PS, I think, because he said he put a second-hand one on the car a while back. He doesn't think he dialed it in properly. Brand new TPS, a couple of bucks he said. So the guides for the lifters. I don't know why there looks like this. There's 8 there. 4 I mean. And a bit bigger throttle body. 102 millimeter. That's massive. That's massive. Now we'll get the other one. Yeah, that's going to make a big difference. That's going to make a big difference. Oh, look at the room we've got to play with now. Eh? Won't be an issue. Won't be an issue getting that one out. Right up the guts there. No problems. We've got plenty of room. Okay. Next, I've got to take the schmozzle off here for the aircon. Remove the balancer. Requires a balancer remover. Yeah. Pull the front cover. Pull the cam. So with the balancer bolt undone, which was she was tight, let me tell you. We take the tool, the balancer remover, and these lock into those three there, which you might be able to see down the back here. You see them there? Locking in. There they go. Just tighten this fella up and she'll all come off. Make sure they're all always caught on those little arms there. Now I was yakking the other day about some things. You know, you look at, and the whole thing was about how underpaid mechanics are, you know. And that is because, well, you look at a carpenter. Okay, he's got to learn numbers, and he's got to learn how to do these carpenter things. But wood's wood, and I guess there's only so many ways you can attach it together. A plumber gets paid pretty good money compared to a mechanic, and you know, pipes are pipes. Really, they do what they do, don't they? And you've got to have some talent, you know. You've got to know your way. You've got to know what to do. You've got to know how to solder and be able to, you know, have a little bit of metallurgy knowledge about yourself, I suppose. For a mechanic, you take into consideration all the different variations from 1-cylinder to 12-cylinder cars, bikes, vehicles, different types of engines, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, no piston. The different brands of cars, different designs of engines, different cylinder head, timing chain, all of those things, transmissions and suspensions and all that. How many different cars are there, and how many different ways of doing it? How many different methods? How many, not so much methods, but knowing what you're doing. Again, like I say, carpenter really, you know, there's only a couple of ways to bang in a nail, but any rate. And here's another thing, right? When a person's car breaks down, they begrudgingly bring it into you because they haven't done any servicing on it. And you give them the bill, you do it, you know, a reasonable price. You're not a thief, you're doing it at the right price, you're doing the right job for the right price. They come and get their cars and they're all grumpy because they've actually got to part with some money. Mind you, that same person goes to the doctor and it's got a little problem there. The doctor says, well, you got cancer, I'm, you know, sorry to tell you that. They leave with a handshake, you know, he's alright, you know what I mean? Anyway, enough of my bitching, let's get on to it. Bam. It's pretty grubby in there, isn't it, eh? Pretty grubby. Oh, look at the chain, she's got plenty of wobblage. Yeah, it's the original single row. That's why we've gone for the double row upgrade. We do have another oil pump coming. The sump's got to come off to do the oil pump. So while the sump's off, it'll get pick up and everything all cleaned out. The sump will all get cleaned out nice. New sump gasket or sump seal, whatever you want to call them. All the gaskets on these things are like this. As you can see, it's got a rubberized edge. The rear plate's the same. Front cover, as you can see, the rear plate and the sump all have the same sort of a gasket. So now to get the sump out of this, I'm going to bring my support bar for doing clutches on front engine, transverse engine clutches and gearboxes and things like that. So I'm going to support the engine. We're going to swing it up and get it up in the air a bit, and get the sump off it. We're going to do that next week. I'm not going to do that today, but today I'm just going to get the cam out of it, because I want to just have a quick squiz at it. Now, right up until this point, we haven't mentioned anything about timing, firing orders, cam, bloody top dead centers or anything. But this is where we're going to start. We're going to get the piston up. That's just number 1 over here. We'll get him up in the air. And it won't matter too much where the cam is, because we're going to replace the cam, but for all argumentative purposes, we'll set it up on top dead center number 1. The way we're going to do that is I'm going to get a pair of rockers. I'm going to put them down into the number 6. As number 6 goes up with number 1. That's the way that the firing order works. 1 8 4 3 6 5 7 2. And so when this is on top dead center number 1, the rockers that will be down in there. One will come up, one will go down. When they're at that point and the piston is all the way up, then we'll call that good. I'll see if I can just get you positioned a bit. You can watch it happen. Sorry for the wobblage. And where are we? We're going into that one there. Let's get you some angle dangle. That one there. So I'll just get a couple of lifters, plop them in. That fella's in there. I can already see that one's up, so we will be at top dead center number 1 very shortly, I think. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, find a spacer. Hang on, we'll be back. Got to find a spacer for the crank bolt. Okay, so I think I've kind of got you positioned where you can maybe nearly see. You're sitting on the ABS motor. So when we look at these, you're going to see this one here is going to go down, that one's going to come up. Whether you can see it happening, oh, I think you can. You see that one going up, one coming down, where they intercept, and that piston's at the top. That there is top dead center number 1. So now we'll get this cam out. When we're at this point, I kind of like to visualise what's going on here now. If you have a look, you'll see that the locating dowel for the camshaft when it is number 1 position is at 9 o'clock right there. So we'll keep that in our minds. That this will have locating or identifying marks. But for now, we'll just leave it like that, and it won't matter anyway, because I can turn the crank. It won't matter where the crank is, as long as piston 1 and 6 is up. We're going to be a top dead center something, and it's all going to depend on that, where the position of that cam is. At the moment, it's top dead center number 1. Well, we got the cam out, the cam gear off. undo these. This plate will come off. Then I'm going to install these bolts into the holes here, and we'll withdraw the cam. Okay, now every time I do a cam, somebody says to me, "Oh, how's the cam bearings?" Now we know how important cam bearings are, but I don't know if you ever heard of, well, you've most likely heard of Schrodinger's cat. You know, where his cat could be either dead or alive, but you wouldn't know until you had a look, right? So these are Schrodinger's cam bearings, and providing I don't look, they're going to be fine, okay? I think you get what I'm talking about. But we're going to slide him out of here. I might just require, oh no, we're coming out good. We're coming out good. We've got to be really careful we don't beat up the bearings. But I'm okay, so I'm about halfway now with the cam, and I really can't get any wriggle out of that. So I think they're going to be Schrodingering all fine. Yeah, no, I think they'll be great. There we go, and she's out. Let's just sit her down here for a moment.